Hi, you guys. Welcome back. And of course, if you're new to this channel, welcome. My name is Tracy, and this is your Pick a Pile tarot reading for March 2020. Now, what that means is that you just pick one of these three piles. This is pile number 1. This is pile number 2. And this is pile number 3. So simply take a moment now and decide which pile you are drawn to. I'm going to be putting the timestamps for each of the piles down below in the comment section. So just scroll all the way down to the comments and find the timestamp if you would like to skip straight to your reading. Otherwise, just stick around and watch all 3 readings if you would like. All right, you guys, let's start with pile number 1. All right, here's pile number 1 for March 2020. And this pile consists of your crystal angel advice. And it has the 5 psychic tarot cards as well as the 4 cards for clarity. So let's go ahead and start this reading here. All right. Deception and envy. All right. So if you have chosen pile number 1, it is giving me the feeling that there may be some type of power struggle or some kind of challenge that has to do with an authority figure in your life. Maybe you feel as though you're being watched, or something like that. I don't know if that resonates with you, but this is basically, it's going to come out here in the month of March that you're going to realize that this conflict is self-created. And so that's going to bring you back to a level of harmony. Because look at the mental conflict card. Do you see how it's like his own face is inside? So that card is saying, you know, the conflict that is experienced on the outside is actually something that is inside of yourself that you need to recognize. And that will lead you to the harmony. Okay, the Moon card. That makes sense to me. And we have the King of Pentacles reversed. And the Page of Pentacles. And finally, the Page of Swords. All right, so now the Moon card is just going to point out that this is the time where you're going to have to kind of face your shadow self, which is difficult for people to do because it's like facing the things that you are keeping in the dark. That's why it's your shadow side. It's like things about yourself that maybe you ignore. Maybe you'll begin to realize that whatever you think, whatever challenges and obstacles that are going on that may have to do with some authority figure in your life, that could all be something that you need to work on internally to create the outer harmony with those situations or those people. All right, so King of Pentacles, and then we also have the Page of Pentacles, and both of these are reversed. So I don't know, I just feel like this is telling me, since they are reversed, that it's almost like what is normally, your consciousness may normally be focused on the external world and like material gain, or basically the physical level of existence. But now is the time to turn it inward, turn all that attention inward. And then that is how you're going to start to realize, based on the page being there, you're going to start out to realize that your inner world is what is creating the outer world and the outer success that you actually desire. And then we have the Page of Swords over here. It's almost like you have to slow down your thinking in a certain situation. Maybe just take a minute to let the thoughts that you want to express, take a moment to let those thoughts mature a little bit. And by mature, I just mean get a little more life experience surrounding the situation that you're thinking about expressing. Once you just take a moment and let that thought mature, then you'll reach the next level of, the intellectual wisdom in the situation. Let's look at what the crystal angel card has for us. And the crystal is garnet. It says here, purification and detoxification. It is time to release the physical and energetic toxins from your life. So, March may be a time of purging. You're going to recognize your role, your mental role in a lot of the conflict going on in your life. And then it's like you kind of got to get to work. What thoughts and attitudes do I need to let go of? And what should I really focus on right now? So here are all the cards in pile number 1. Go ahead and take a look and see if these cards have any other stories to tell you personally. Thank you so much for watching, you guys, and picking pile number 1. And I'll see you next time. Let's move on to pile number 2. Hello to all of you who picked pile number 2. So let's see what we have here. Of course, we have our crystal angel advice, and we have the 5 psychic tarot cards and 4 of the Rider-Waite cards to clarify. So let's get going on pile number 2. All right, so we're going to start with hope. That's a much it's a very different beginning for pile number 2 than it was for pile number 1. That's for sure. I'm not saying good or bad, by the way, either. But in this reading for pile number 2, we have hope to start out this reading for March 2020. Now, this hope was actually turned on by a new awareness. So this could be some kind of spiritual awareness or just awareness over something that you found like an aha moment. Then we have the crown chakra card. The crown chakra is really all about your connection to spirit. So if it's open and flowing, then you do have a strong connection to your own intuition as well as to spirit, in the universe, and just the universal flow of life. But if your crown chakra has some kind of energy blockage, then you may be cut off from that spirit. But maybe some kind of knowledge has sparked some kind of awareness, which leads to that being just fine. Then we have choose wisely, followed by the Triumph card. All right, so obviously, life is all about choices. We all have free will. That is the whole point of life, is just to go through whatever experiences you come upon and to use your free will and judgment to go in whatever direction that you choose. So, I don't know, my husband and I were actually just talking about the way that kids are. Kids are just so innocent no matter what when they're young. Like, when they're really young and they're just really wide open before the age of 7. So when the kids are really definitely more connected to spirit, then they just kind of start to develop their own little personality kind of after that. And it's almost like that's when the free will becomes more difficult, if you know what I mean. Maybe it's more, the free will is more stifled based on other people's judgments, like parents and society and the cultures that they live in, rather than just being free flowing and open, like having that open crown chakra connection. So maybe moving forward in the month of March, you're going to recognize some areas in your life where you need to be sure to choose wisely. But as you can see in that picture, I'm kind of drawn to the finger pointing towards the light, because the light is represented also in the hope card, as well as the awareness card with the halo around his head. And it's also recognized in the triumph card, as you can see the light coming from behind him, and it's kind of illuminating his being. So the finger pointing there, what I'm trying to say is that the finger pointing towards the light, I'm being drawn to that right now, because it's kind of like telling me you're going to make the right choice, which is why this card is followed by the triumph card. So you're going to recognize a place where an important decision may be, something that you need to do, but it's something that you will do wisely. All right. So to clarify, we have the Queen of Cups, Ace of Cups reversed, and we have the Eight of Swords. Or, I'm sorry, that's not swords. That is the Wands, Eight of Wands. And we have the Lover's card over here, which is reversed. Okay, so this kind of is telling me this kind of story here, where this Queen of Cups to me represents intuition, the ability to look inward for guidance, and kind of, it's a little mysterious though, because the cup has a lid on it. You don't really know what's inside, but it seems as though the Queen knows what's inside. She's really focusing intently. But anyway, so then we have the Ace of Cups here, which is reversed. So the Ace of Cups just reminds me of you're being offered something with your emotions. So even though you're looking into your emotions, you're being offered some kind of maybe a lesson or a life experience that you need to have or really want to have. Maybe you're not recognizing what's being offered to you through your emotional or intellectual channels. So maybe what I'm saying here is that you need to actually take the time to look inward, like the Queen of Cups. The Eight of Wands is just showing me that it's like there are, in certain ways, you're trying to just move too quickly. So you're feeling, whenever you feel very inspired, you may get all these ideas and move very quickly or want to, and then maybe it'll fizzle out quickly as well. So that kind of goes back to taking a minute to just look inward and really understand what your feelings are trying to tell you about the situation. The Lover's card is reversed over here, and I believe that based on all the other cards that I see, it's just saying that you need to go inward. Your soulmate is actually within. What I mean is, if you're out in the world seeking something, you just have to know that everything in the world leads back to spirit. Look at the Lover's card. He is looking to her who looks to the angel. So everything we experience in our relationships, everything we experience on the outside, it starts from the inside. So this card, I believe, is reversed right now because you're starting to realize that. Like, you are bringing your inner awareness out, or you're trying to bring your outer awareness in, maybe is what I should say. So let's see what the crystal angel has to say here. You got the Larimar crystal, and it says, sensitive emotions. Times of heightened emotions and sensitivity call for extra self-care and gentleness. Just take it easy on yourself. Especially when you're looking inward, trying to interpret your emotions, your feelings, and intuitive thoughts. Yeah. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching and picking pile number 2. And I'll see you next time. let's move on to pile number 3. Hello to all of you who picked pile number 3. So this is what we have here in your pile. Of course, your crystal angel card for advice. And we have the 5 psychic tarot cards and the 4 Rider-Waite cards to clarify. So let's get going with pile number 3's tarot reading for March 2020. Here we go. Ooh, it starts with solar plexus chakra. Solitude, destiny. All right. So your solar plexus chakra is I feel like this is all about your personal power. So maybe you've been coming into alignment with your personal power in some way. The solitude card just says maybe you've been meditating on something or reading about something, like maybe self-help book or something like that. And then the destiny card is just showing me it's been helping you to connect with your heart and to kind of open up a little bit to different sides of yourself that are kind of helping you to connect with your power. And then we have over here the throat chakra. We have 2 chakra cards. And then we have light. All right, so as you're growing this month, you may begin to express yourself differently. Now, the throat chakra is all about expression and communication. It is your throat. That is where your voice is. So in the month of March, you may also need to be recognizing some ways that you may need to focus on how you've been expressing yourself as well. Maybe specifically how you've been expressing your own will or your personal power. Now then, this is followed by the light card though. So there's going to be an opening of awareness in some situation. Something is going from dark to light, because as you can see, she's moving towards the light with her gestures. So let's go ahead and look at the Rider-Waite cards to see what kind of clarity we can get. So we have the Page of Cups, the Judgment card, and the Ace of Swords, which is reversed. The Judgment card, of course, is a major arcana card, so we really want to look at that one. And finally, we have the Knight of Pentacles over here. So the Judgment card is really, it's like an awakening is taking place. It does remind me of the Light card as well over there. Because it's like you have this growing awareness that has made you realize something. This is definitely magical to you in some way. But that Judgment card, as you can see, all of these people, it's like they're rising out of their coffins. The trumpet is blowing, which the trumpet also is reminding me of chakras. And then there are still more chakra cards, kind of in a way. So, maybe in the month of March, you also have something going on with your chakras. Maybe you're going to start to pay attention to them or learn more about them or something. I don't know. Anyways, then we have the Ace of Swords and the Page of Cups with the Judgment card there. So this awareness, the sudden awakening and renewal that you're going to be receiving, it's almost like you're feeling charged up. Maybe a new sense of energy is going on because of a certain awareness that has awoken inside of you. Then the Page of Cups, it's like, so you're starting to kind of finally realize that your emotions are actually telling you something. Because look at how this page is looking into the cup, and there's actually a fish looking back at him. And he actually has a fish on his hat too. It kind of looks like a fish, or it looks like water. Then we have the Ace of Swords. That one is reversed. So it's like it's telling me in this situation that maybe it's time to let go of the intellectual part and start to focus on the emotional part, since it's almost like, okay, so you have the brain knowledge of this situation, but now it's time to put the intellect down and to look at the emotional aspect, the intuitive aspect. And then the Knight of Pentacles over here is just saying, get to work on it. You need to, when it comes to the Page of Cups and getting going and starting to use this newfound feeling of just renewal and this new desire to kind of, learn more about your emotions. It's like, that's a lot of work. So you got to get going, get to work on that. And our Crystal Angel Oracle card for this reading today is Sapphire. It says here, easy does it. Your health, happiness, and abundance require a gentle approach to life and work. Yeah, so just remember that your thoughts and the way that you feel about the thoughts that you think, the feeling actually adds weight to that. It adds substance. Your emotions are the bridge between your spirit and your physical mind, your conscious mind, and your, inner self, your soul. And so adding that emotional impact to your thoughts actually adds more weight, causing those thoughts to manifest faster than thoughts that you have no emotional attachment with at all. So I feel like the Sapphire Easy Does It card is just kind of reminding you of that. Whatever you do, take an easy, happy approach. It says your health, happiness, and abundance require a gentle approach to life and work. So if you've been kind of feeling stressed or anxious about something, just remember to take a deep breath. It's all going to be A-okay. Well, that about wraps it up for pile number 3's tarot reading. And that wraps it up for your Pick a Pile tarot reading for March 2020. If this reading or any of the piles resonated with you, be sure to give this video a like and let me know about it in the comments down below. And of course, as usual, I want to invite you, if you are a viewer but not yet a subscriber, to please click subscribe down below. And that way you can stay in the loop. And once you're subscribed, you can even click the bell if you would like. And that way you can be notified each and every time that I upload a new video. Thank you guys so much for spending your time with me. I love you. And I'll see you next time. Bye.